welcome to the session 3 of this unit 6. We are going to talk about the budget line, and it's going to be a brief one, so kindly pay attention and let's go through. By the end of the session, you should be able to define the concept of the budget line, explain how to measure the slope of a budget line, and draw the budget line. Now, what do we mean by the budget line? Here we assume that you are given an income, say M, and you want to spread your income on, say, only two commodities. We assume you have commodity X, commodity Y, and these commodities come with their own prices. So for X, we say the price for X will be PX and the price for Y will be what? PY. So you spread your income on these two commodities with their respective prices. So it's going to be M equals PX X plus PY Y. In some books, they will rather write the X here, the Y here. You are looking at the quantity of X you are consuming, quantity of Y you are consuming. So other books may write it as M equal to QX PX plus QY PY. Nothing changes here. We are just writing quantity of X and quantity of Y instead of X and Y as we have in this equation. So normally when you are asked to draw the budget line, you would have to find the intercept, and when we are finding intercept, our budget line is going to be like X and Y axis. When you are asked to find the intercept, you have to at least make Y the subject of the equation, the linear equation, and then solve, or let's say find your intercept and sketch it. So we want to make, say, Q Y the subject here. So what are we going to do? We'll first send this parts of the equation to where the M is. So we are going to have M minus what? QX PX, alright, which will be equal to QY PY. But we want to make Y the subject, QY the subject, so we have to get rid of what? PY. So it means we have to divide through by what? PY. So we're going to have M divided by PY minus QX PX divided by what? PY equal to what? QY. We can write this as QY is equal to M over PY minus PX PY QX as our equation for, say, the budget line. Now if you want to find the y-intercept, this is actually going to be the y-intercept. M over py will be the y-intercept. That is, we are talking about you want to spend your income, all your income, on what? Good y. In this case, we ignore this part. Okay, that is the y-intercept. But what will be the equation of this line? The slope of this line. The slope is going to be this. Now remember, we know for linear equation we have something like we can have mx plus c. This is the constant, or say the y-intercept, where x is 0. And when we want to find the slope, the m is the slope. So in this case, our p minus px py is the slope. The minus just shows that the slope is negative. So our focus is on the px over what? Py. So the px, the price ratio, gives us the slope. So the slope is the absolute one. The negative will make us know that the line is going to be a negative line. Let's try and take an example of what I'm saying and then understand things better. Now assume a consumer's income is 5,000 Ghana cedis, and suppose that he spends all his income on X and Y, given that the price of X is, that is PX, is 500 Ghana cedis and the price of Y is 200 Ghana cedis. Now we know that the consumer has different options. It's either the consumer spends all the income on commodity X. In this case, since the price is 500 cedis, if the consumer spends all the 5,000 Ghana cedis income on the X, the consumer is going to have about 10 units of X. The consumer can also decide to spend all the income on what's good Y, whereby the consumer can have 25 units of Y. Or the consumer then combines the two commodities X and Y, as we looked at in the first slide in this session, where now this equation is going to be QX PX QY PY equal to 5,000. Like we said that the normal equation for two commodities is going to be QX PX plus QY PY equal to M. Here they give us the income to be what, 5,000. So we can say QX PX plus what, QY PY equal to 5,000. Since we know the price, we can even further make this 500 QX plus 200 QY equal to what, 5,000, because the PX was given as 500 and the PY was given as 200. Okay, so let's try and sketch the budget constraint for this scenario. So we are going to have, you break it down from 500 QX, 200 QY to what, 5,000. Divide both sides by 100, or divide through by 100. You're going to have, once you just simplify the equation and then sketch our budget line. Now I'll have to find the QY intercept. So I'll say the commodity Y intercept. So QY intercept. For that one, we will say let QX be equal to 0, so that I'll have 2QY equal to 50. Divide both sides by 2. 50 divided by 2 is what, 25. So the intercept is going to be 0.25. Then for QX intercepts, I'll say let QY be equal to 0. Then I'll have 5QX equal to 50. Divide both sides by 5. I'll get QX to be 10. So I have 10, 0. I can now sketch my graph. Here is for X. So we are dealing with the XY axis. And this part is going to be the origin. Let's say here is 5, here is 10, here is 15. I'll give this part 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now it has to pass through the intercept, so I'm having something like this. So the line tells us where the consumer can spend the income up to and where it cannot spend up to. Outside the line, it is unattainable. The person cannot spend outside this line. But within the line, the person, and even on the line, the person can spend the income on. So the budget line shows all the various combination of goods that a consumer can purchase out of his income given the prices of these goods. So any of the combination, say AB. So let me name this part of the graph A. I'll draw my graph here. Mistakenly, I wanted to end it. I believe you have your jotter and you are sketching. It was 25, so 5, 10. So the graph was something like this. The outside cannot be attained because you cannot spend above what you have. You spend with what you have. So if you are giving 5,000, you cannot be spending 6,000 because 6,000 is beyond what you have. So we say that let this be A and this part be B. So in this case, any combination AB is attainable, and AB separate the consumer's consumption possibility into two spaces, the attainable and unattainable. Now, we have to take note of the fact that other two characteristics of the budget line come in play here. We have to talk about the income changes and the price changes. Because the budget line is an equation of the income and prices and the respective quantity demanded or quantities consumed. When there is price increase or price change and then income change, it is going to result in different or changes in the curve that we have. Let's talk about the income changes. An increase in income with prices unchanged will cause the budget line, that is AB, to shift outwards parallel to itself. And we are going to sketch another diagram which will show it. However, a decline in the income with prices unchanged will make the line shift inside, and we are going to indicate it. So let me indicate it on the other side here. So, or let me even just clean the attainable, and I'll clean the unattainable and then pay. So when there is increase in income, the budget line will shift outward like this. When there is decrease, it will come inside. Okay. However, with the price changes, it is just going to make the budget line rotate. You see, it rotates. That one, it won't shift. It will just rotate. So a change in price will shift the budget line, or it will rotate it either outside or inward. A fall in the price of both products, that is the equivalent of the real income increase, shift the line to the right, or let me say it will rotate it to the right. So we are giving the same income, that is 5,000, but when the prices say increase, may shift it somewhere here. When it reduces, it may shift it somewhere here. Okay, so you can solve examples with this scenario, change in income and change in prices, to understand this better. Until then, I will say finally say thank you, and then wish to meet you in the next session. Bye bye.